Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, here to share with you the second in our 7-part series in the study of color. If you missed the first one, the introduction, you can find that on our website, flowerschool.com, in the video library. Today, we're going to be looking at the monochromatic color harmony. Mono meaning one, chroma meaning color. So it's a design based on one color. Now the ubiquitous dozen roses, that's the most common. And yes, the monochromatic is the #1 seller. But not just because of the dozen roses. It's also the best seller because it's easy for the consumer. When they come in to buy flowers for a dear friend, they usually associate a color. They'll think, oh, she loves pink, or she loves orange, or he really likes orange, or green, or blue. So many different colors to choose from, and they associate a color with him or her. But they don't always associate a whole color harmony. So instead of saying, oh, I would like an analogous color harmony, they just come in and they say, oh, I need a pink bouquet for my friend. So it's easy for you, too. But easy doesn't have to mean boring. Monochromatic can be grandly fun and creative. When you take a look at the color wheel, you'll notice that there are 12 hues. And each of these 12 can be the base for a monochromatic color harmony. And then within that, each of them, the yellow, the green, the violet, the red, they all can be adjusted, lighter or darker, by adding black or white. So yes, if you take a color and you add black, you get a shade. If you take the same color and add white, you get a tint. If you add gray, mixing black and white together, then you get a tone. So how does that translate to flowers? Easy to think about is the red. In the pure hue of red, that's lovely. But you add white and you get pink. You add black to the red and you get burgundy. You add gray to red and you can get that dusty rose or mauve color. Isn't it grand fun? Just black and white changes. So where do they fit on the color wheel? They don't. Black and white are achromatic, meaning no color. They're just used to adjust the hue to expand upon that monochromatic. So if we take white and add it to violet, we can get a real soft lavender. Then if we take the same violet and we add black, you'll get a darker, almost eggplant color. Then if we use both black and white and add gray, you can get a soft, muted tone of lavender. Putting them all together, and you have monochromatic, tints, tones, and shades of one color. Now, little quick lesson here. How do you remember whether it's a tint, a tone, or a shade? The little mind game I play with myself is tint has an I in it, and white has an I in it. So tint and white, that helps me remember. Shade has an A, and black has an A. So that makes it easy too. Gray doesn't work, but it's the leftover, so gray is a tone. When you choose flowers for a monochromatic color harmony, it's important to think about their characteristics. That's what will make it creative and fun. When you choose them, you want a full spectrum of color gradation from the very darkest, like the statice, to the very lightest, like the alstroemeria, and then everything in between. You also want to think about the shape of the flower. And flowers can be divided into 4 categories. There's a form, a mass, a line, and a filler. And you really want to include as many of those as possible to keep it interesting. So it's easy with statice, that's a filler. And another in the statice family, misty, that can be a filler. Form, interesting shape. The alstroemeria is perfect for that. Or the tulip can be a beautiful form flower. Or yet another is the freesia. Anything with a unique shape to the blossom would be your form flower. Then for the mass, most common would be the carnation or the miniature carnation, which is just a nice round flower. A rose can also be a mass flower. Or when it's a tight bud, it might be a form. So yes, there can be variation. And with the carnations, I can even open them out just a little bit more to make them rounder. Then for the line flower, I've got a beautiful stalk. So it's much more upright in its format. Leatris would have worked, snapdragon, but anything with that linear format. So form, mass, line, and filler, all four of them put together is gorgeous. Then you want to think about texture. Something's rough and fluffy, something's very smooth, and the light reflective qualities. The status does not reflect, the tulip and the freesia do reflect. That will make the whole thing interesting. Now as I gather, I also grab some tree fern and some Galix. Where does green fit into this? Green isn't in that violet color harmony, so that means that would not be monochromatic. But as florists, we look at green or the foliage as the backdrop. So it becomes a neutral, similar to black and white. It's like Mother Nature provided us this backdrop of green to enhance our monochromatic bouquet. I've laid all my materials out to create a hand-tied bouquet, and I just start by gathering them into my hands. The alstroemeria and the stalk, maybe a tulip, maybe another stalk, and then start adding them in just as you would for a beautiful hand tie, angling them as you go around, thinking about the color placement. So I get dark, light, medium all throughout. Thinking about the textures. And now I can finish this off by adding just a few more little items to create a gorgeous hand-tied bouquet. Tints, tones, and shades of the base color violet. The study of color is so much fun. And look, what a beautiful monochromatic bouquet. It's the perfect gift for the violet lover in your life. And in fact, I chose violet because tomorrow is my niece's 6th birthday, and she loves violet. I just need to add a little sparkle, Lomi gems, in the same violet, so I stay monochromatic, and then she will love it. If you have questions, or if you need more creative inspiration, or to see the whole series on color study, check out our website at flowerschool.com. You can always email me. My personal email is Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. Or if it's easier, pick up the telephone. Give me a call at 1-800-819-8089. I want to thank you for joining me in the study of color. Have fun and do something you love.